Mr. Fawcett, biomedical sciences teacher.
Mr. Fawcett, what made you pursue your career in biomedical and did what encouraged you to teach it?
Well, they came to me, and this was a few years back. They came to me and asked me if I was interested in teaching the program, and I taught biology for years and chemistry, so I've been a science teacher, and I was, you know, really excited to get the program going. It allows our students to be introduced to, a number of different things, medical field, careers, different things like that. So I was really excited to do it, and I've been, teaching all four classes now for the past, 5 or 6 years. So, really excited, to have that program here and have our kids be a part of it.
What are some of the techniques and skills that you use in your classroom to get your kids engaged and ready to learn?
We have a lot of different equipment. I mean, even some of it you can see out. We've been using some blood pressure cuffs. We have some electrophoresis machines that we've been doing some gel electrophoresis with. But we have all these cool things that these kids get to use, early on. A lot of the stuff they don't see sometimes until college, but we have it right here in the classroom that allow us to really, teach the students and have them learn, and they can really get a leg up, if they're looking for medical careers and things going, forward into college.
Before you became a teacher for science and biomedical science, did you do any other jobs in the biomedical field?
Actually, no. I started off in college, and I wanted to be an athletic trainer. So I guess technically that's, a field that could be considered biomedical science. Then I decided to become a teacher, and I wanted to work with students, coaching, and then eventually teaching science. So I really didn't have anything outside of that I did. I started, and I'm interested in sports medicine and things like that. So it kind of, fed into teaching science and then biomedical science after that.
When your kids usually sit down, as you said, you get your kids engaged. Um, what are some of the things you do to be able to get them pay attention for the long periods of time they are in this classroom and the fun things that you're able to do?
Yeah, that's, it tends to be easy to some extent because we're doing a lot of interesting stuff. The first biomedical science class really starts off with forensics. So we have like a crime scene and it's set up. I usually do it here in the back of the room, and we're able to kind of work through that. So really, there's a lot of hands-on stuff. We're doing a lot of activities in the class, but it's not a sit and lecture type class. The students will start with some stuff they'll research. We'll go over it. There's usually a lab involved or some sort of tests or things like that we're doing. So really, it's easy. I have to do a little bit of work on the front end with, maybe some, introductory activities or some short videos or things like that. But once the students get into it, they're, working on their own. They're really doing some research and diving into the curriculum, and it helps them to really take control of their learning and, you know, kind of going forward and then seeing what they really like. So really, they find something they're interested in, and they run with it. And then we have nice discussions. We go over things, diagrams, models, things like that. So it really helps to have those kinds of things that are more hands on.
Yeah. And then last question, if you could be able to work with another biomedical science person that did this as a full-time passion job and got famous off it, which biomedical science person would you like to come in and have you and help you guest teach?
Um, I I think that there's a lot of different people that really have come along. Someone older scientists really look towards, like Louis Pasteur. He dealt with pasteurization of dairy products and keeping things cold. I think that stuff's interesting. I don't know specifically if there's anybody specific, but I'm also interested in like microbiology, and we do activities where we get to grow bacteria in the third level class. So I think scientists who deal specifically in those kinds of things, microbiology, and really genetics is another one that I think is kind of a technology that really is getting more and more advanced as we go forward. So in terms of specific biomedical scientists. It's hard to say, an individual, but those types of people, I think, would be exciting professional people who work with genetics and looking at DNA samples, and then of course, we do a lot of microscope work. I think that microbiology is really cool, and looking at cells and different bacteria and things like that. So I think those are kind of some of my main interests in the biomedical science field, and the technology and the advancements that have been you know important over the years.
Okay. And then this is the final question. What is the passing rate of your students in this classroom?
Well, the sometimes it's kind of an adjustment sometimes for kids to come into class, and um, the level of work, and some of the things I ask them to do. But kids who really get interested, they do very well. We encourage them to start and finish the 4-year program. The 4 classes, and a lot of times they do very well. I've had valedictorians who've come through our program. I've had high level, student athletes, things of that nature. So once the kids buy in and they really take, ownership of their learning, they tend to do really well. So once they start and they stick with it, they really have a chance to do well, and, take a lot, away from the program.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Mr. Fawcett.
Very good. Thank you.